Welcome, dear listeners, to the Literary Lounge, where we delve into the world of literature, stories, and the fascinating insights they bring. I'm your host, Joshua, and today's episode is a special one. Joining me are four captivating individuals with unique perspectives: Matthew, Kimley, and Estrada. In this episode, we'll be unlocking the hidden secrets of our literary gem, The Small Key by Paz La Torrena. This poignant short story explores themes of love, trust, and the complexities of human relationships. Our hosts will dissect the narrative, share their interpretation, and perhaps even uncover some of the story's hidden layers. So, whether you're a literature enthusiast, a casual reader, or someone looking to discover the power of storytelling, you're in for a treat. Join us as we turn the small key to unlock the rich world of this literary masterpiece with Matthew, Kimley, and Angela. Let's embark on this literary journey together. The Small Key is a short story by Filipino author Paz La Torrena. It is about Soledad, a woman in her mid-twenties who is married to a man named Pedro Buhay. Soledad looked at the beginnings of an abundant harvest with familiarity and discontent. They live on a farm. One morning, Soledad finds herself knowing that the farm will produce plenty, but she still had some inner feeling of discontent. She planned to mend some of her husband's shirts, which were in a long trunk. Pedro took out from his pocket a string which held two keys, one large and shiny and one small and rusty. He gave Soledad the large key to his trunk and put the small key back in his jacket pocket. Since it was hot that morning, he removed his coat before leaving to work in the field. When he was gone, Soledad began to fold the jacket and the small key fell to the floor. It is obvious that Pedro values the small key while Soledad fears it. So guys, after hearing the abouts of the story, what are you expecting to happen in the whole story?
My expectation after hearing the about of the story, I think that there will be a fight between Pedro and Soledad, but I think it will resolve because it seems they really love each other, and after that their relationship will be stronger.
Thank you guys for your expectations about the story. Now, let's begin and know what happened in the story. It was hot that morning, and he absently removed his jacket before leaving to work in the field. When he was gone, Soledad began to fold the jacket and the small key fell to the floor. Soledad knew that the small key opened another trunk, a small one that lay half concealed and untouched, which contained the clothes of Pedro's first wife who passed away long ago. She kept busy to distract herself from thoughts of how it threatens to destroy her relationship with her husband, but ended up opening it in the end. Pedro returned home to find Soledad in bed, supposedly with a fever. He watched over her all evening until the doctor arrived and told him that she was not sick. Do you guys think Soledad did the right thing about how she distracted herself about what she saw?
In my opinion, what Soledad did may be right because what Pedro did was not really good. But before Soledad did that, she should have talked to Pedro first to find out the reason why she is hiding something.
What about you, Kimberly? Do you think she did the right thing or no?
No, Soledad is just overthinking too much about what happened. His ex-wife is already gone. Why would she bring the past back?
For me, if I was Soledad, I would not do what she did because after finding out what Pedro's hiding, I'll immediately ask and communicate about it and ask him why he kept his ex-wife's belongings and why did Pedro married her if he's not moved on in his past. Thank you for your answers. Now let's proceed to the last part of the story. The next morning, Pedro discovered a pile of ashes and half-burnt clothing in the backyard. He realized what Soledad had done and rushed to look in the trunk to confirm it. Soledad has indeed burned his first wife's clothing. Pedro tried not to get angry. He hoped that the incident can be recalled without bitterness. He knew that the time would come that she would explain and apologize, and that he would forgive her because he was young and he loved her. But he knew he would always resent for it. What do you guys can say about the last part? Is it right that Pedro is waiting for Soledad to apologize? Or he should be the one apologizing in the first place? What are your thoughts about it?
Maybe both of them should apologize to each other because they both mess up.
In my opinion, Pedro should be the first to apologize because what he did was wrong because he kept a secret from his wife and hurt her.
I agree with you. Pedro should be the one apologizing to his partner because it is really wrong that he kept a secret from her. Hiding something to your partner is already considered as cheating. Pedro should have really told everything to Soledad in the first place so that they won't have any misunderstandings. So guys, after hearing the whole story of The Small Key by Pasta Torena, what would you guys do if you were in their shoes?
I were in Pedro's shoes at the time, it would be challenging for me to simply let go of the person who once brought me joy and in an instant, you will suddenly disappear, as if a significant portion of my personality has been lost. However, the time will come when I can because I am also growing and I have a people who love me. So I will come to a point where the pain will be healed. And by that time, I should be fine and I can love again.
If I were on Soledad's shoes that time, I will get to know Pedro first before I enter a relationship. I ask about his past, his like and dislike, and if he's really a good person or not. And if I were on Pedro's shoes the whole story, the first thing I am going to do is not to enter a relationship if I still have not moved on from my past yet because it may cause a bad ending just like what happened to Soledad and him. Their relationship went down because of Pedro keeping his ex-wife's clothes.
For me, if I were on Pedro's shoes, I would not even go through a relationship in the first place. Because if I still have my ex-wife's clothes, that just means I didn't still fully move on in my past. I don't want to be that person because for me, before you love someone again, you should have already moved on from your past and start a new journey with your new partner. And especially, I don't want my new partner to think that I'm just making her a rebound because of loneliness, because my ex-wife is already gone. And if I were on Soledad's shoes that time, before I enter a relationship, I will get to know the person first too. Because what happened in the story is the result of lack of knowledge about your partner's past. Soledad should have questioned him in the first place so she would know everything and not get surprised if something happened relating to his past. The moral of the story is that in any relationship, trust is crucial. Fear and trust are inextricably intertwined since trust can be difficult to give. Soledad burned the clothes she found in the trunk to make sure her worries about Pedro's continued love for his deceased wife don't come true. As a result, their marriage suffered since she didn't trust him enough to put those anxieties aside. As we conclude this episode of Literary Lunch, we want to express our gratitude to our hosts, me, Joshua, Matthew, Kimli, and Angela, for their insightful analysis and discussion of Pasla Torena's timeless short story, The Small Key. We hope that our exploration of this literary gem has left you with a deeper appreciation for the power of storytelling and the complex emotion woven in this narrative. Whether you're revisiting the story or discovering it for the first time, we encourage you to reflect on its themes and the question it raises about love, trust, and human nature. Thank you for joining us on this literary journey. Until next time, keep reading, keep exploring, and keep the conversation alive. Goodbye for now, dear listeners.